band coming up next, and then there's Annika. So if anybody wants to get a t-shirt or food tickets or anything else, get them now, because after this band's playing, all that's gone. Did I say that right?
I think you did.
Want some whiskey?
I'm good.
Okay. So that I think was my big announcement. It went over like a brick, didn't it? All right, cool.
I said it, so I did my fucking job.
Get him for Jay and his announcement. He's fucked. But ladies and gentlemen, next guy coming up to the microphone is a great guy coming up from Bowling Green, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Nathan Kime.
Fuck yeah!
How you guys doing tonight?
Oh yeah!
I'm gonna move this. Okay. But no, I just graduated high school. It's pretty awesome. Going to Bowling Green State University. And got accepted there. It was a close one. I didn't think I was going to get in for a while. But then I realized the door said push, not pull. You know, it's summer now, which is pretty awesome. And I love summer. Okay, cool. Because I like my allergies. Okay. And I think it's because sneezing is the closest I'll ever get to an orgasm. I wish that joke was less true. But when you're the thing is, like, when you're as sexually starved as I am, it doesn't take much to turn you on. Like, if you give me a Victoria's Secret commercial or a side boob on TV, and I'm good. Like, hell, if I see two rocks that even remotely look like boobs, it's a good day in my book. But and that's another reason why I like summer, because girls wear a lot skimpier clothing, and sometimes you see a lot more than you ever thought possible. The other day I was hanging out. I was swimming with some friends at the pool. You know, just goofing around, you know, like kids do. And this girl comes jumping out of the pool, and her bathing suit's not quite where it's supposed to be. I don't know how to phrase this, but she had a little lip showing. How do you tell a girl that her roast beef is falling out of the bun? Because clearly I don't know the answer. Because without even thinking, I blurted out, "Hey, your meat purse is hanging out." And that's why I'm not allowed to go swimming with my sister and her friends anymore. You know, I want you guys to really get to know who I am. And I got a job. I work at Kroger in the meat department. Who looks at me and thinks, meat department? Do I look like I know food, let alone meat? That's like putting a virgin in charge of a sex store. And the thing I hate about my job is I work those shitty closing shifts. So I never have time to go home and change. I just have to hit the town with what I'm wearing. And not even George Clooney could get laid in that outfit. Like, ladies, you're always talking about looking for a man in uniform, but you're never looking for a uniform that offers customer first satisfaction. But you know, it's weird. Girls are a little less likely to say no when I whip out my box cutter. What's up? What else can I tell you guys about me? Like most Americans, I'm a bit of a mutt. I really don't know my ethnicity. Just look at me. I have the attitude of a white boy, the skin of a Mexican, the hair of an Asian, and the dick of a black man. Now it's a party. But I want to tell you guys, what else can I tell you? I'm a big fan of music. I love music. Give it up for music. That's over here. Fuck you, Tony. But I like music, but sometimes I think band names are just stupid. Like Hootie and the Blowfish, Pooba Stank, Chumbawamba. What? Did Chewbacca and Oompa Loompa have a baby? Like, the first time I heard the name Cheap Trick, I thought it was something a whore did for money. For a while, I actually thought that Lady Gaga was a girl. Everyone in my generation is full of a bunch of pussies. I'm just gonna say that. They are. It's true. Like we don't like to hurt anyone's feelings anymore. That's the problem. Like if you ask a girl in my generation out and she rejects you, you're still getting a happy face sticker and a hand job. Right? Yeah. And it's because I grew up in the age where the mindset was everyone's a winner. Everyone gets an award. When I was 8 years old, I played soccer. I scored on my own team 3 times. At the end of the year, I was voted most creative player. there was this one little butterball on the team who all I did was sit on his ass and eat orange slices. Just the entire game, just sucked down orange slices. He was voted least likely to get scurvy. But, you know, we didn't completely suck. We had this one great girl goalie, and she was awesome. She didn't let a single guy score on her the entire night. She was voted most likely to munch carpet. Had a rough childhood, though. I battled addiction as a kid, I did. I was addicted to candy cigarettes. By age 7, I was going through about a pack a day. Sometimes 2 if it was a rough day. And I just have to tell you guys, that shit's a gateway candy. I started snorting more pixie sticks than the Cocoa Puffs bird. But you know, I just had to quit though. I couldn't afford them anymore. They got too expensive. And it didn't help that my mom outsourced all my chores to the Mexican neighbor kid. Fucking Tony Salazar. But you know, here's the thing that pisses me off with candy cigarettes. We tell kids how bad smoking is for them and how it'll harm them, but then we turn around and sell them candy imitations of the products that can kill them? Why not just sell a cereal with marshmallow-shaped beer bottles, crack pipes, and heroin needles, and call it Chunky Puffs?
Love it!
And the prize inside is a cold sore. Now that would sell too with kids nowadays. Kids today are fucked up. And I think it's because kids today are introduced to sex way too early. Like the other day, I saw a 4th grader wearing a thong. A thong. Hello Kitty does not look sexy poking out of an 8-year-old's butt crack. And soon we're gonna stop seeing like lemonade stands, and soon the kids are gonna start setting up blowjob stands. Like, oh wow, look at that. Susie's got a line down the block. Oh wow, look at her being proactive. $50 a bukkake, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's good. Da-dum-dum. He's my bass drummer. You know, the closest thing kids nowadays have to lemonade is a golden shower. Yeah, that one's gross. That is a gross joke. Crayons are racist. Well, at least they used to be. Like, I was in my mom's attic the other day, and I found a box of crayons, and inside I see a peach crayon labeled skin color. Isn't that racist? What's even worse is I found a black crayon labeled watermelon. But those aren't as bad as the crayons I found at my grandmother's house. Because she has a box of crayons that's in the shape of a bus, with a few white crayons in front, all the colored crayons in the back, except for a single brown crayon labeled Rosie Parks. That's a joke of triumph, people. Do you have any texters in the audience? People who text? Yeah, I wasn't sure if texting made it to Woodville, Ohio. It's pretty new. But there's a few things with texting that just pisses me off. Like those people that tack on the LOL to the end of something tragic. You know, trying to lighten the mood. I can see you know what I'm talking about. Like, you'll get a text that says, yeah, just got back from my grandma's funeral. LOL. What at your grandma's funeral made you laugh out loud? Did grandma shit her pants while she was in the casket? Did Wile E. Coyote bust through the church walls chasing the Roadrunner? What at your grandma's funeral made you laugh out loud? But another thing that pisses me off is that damn winky smiley face. Those always throw me for a loop. Like, one time I got a text from a girl that said, wanna come over and play some Twister? Winky face. Now, I just wanted to play a nice, competitive board game, but when I walk in there, I'm greeted by the girl spreading her legs apart and the spinner on right finger pink. I'm just glad it wasn't on right pinky brown.